The federal government is set to receive another consignment of late General Sani Abacha's loot from the Republic of Ireland. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories now. At number 10, the National Bureau of Statistics has released the data for the nation's unemployment rate after a 20-month interval. It says the unemployment rate rose to 27.1% in the second quarter of 2020 from the 23.1% recorded in the third quarter of 2018. The NBS, in its Labor Force Statistics, Unemployment and Underemployment report released on Friday, said underemployment rate increased from 20.1% in the third quarter of 2018 to 28.6% in the second quarter of 2020. At number 9, President Muhammadu Buhari has pledged that his regime would boost internal security by establishing more training facilities for the police and other security outfits in all the geopolitical zones of the country. Buhari made this pledge on Thursday during the inauguration of a police college in Ende Hills area of Nasarawa State. Represented at the event by the Minister of Police Affairs, Muhammad Dingyadi, he said the measure was aimed at tackling the persistent banditry, kidnapping and armed robbery across the nation. At number 8, Amnesty International has ordered that the authorities of Kano State must immediately quash the conviction and death sentence of Yahya Sharif Aminu, who was sentenced to death by hanging on charges of blasphemy by the Kano Upper Sharia Court. Yahya Sharif Aminu, a 22-year-old musician, had been charged with blasphemy in a series of messages he circulated. In a press statement on Thursday, the country director of Amnesty International, Osai Ojigo, said, "This is a travesty of justice. There are serious concerns about the fairness of his trial and the framing of the charges against him based on his music. Furthermore, the imposition of the death penalty following an unfair trial violates the right to life. Yahya Sharif Aminu must be released immediately and unconditionally." At number 7, the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole has knocked out another ISWAP terrorist camp at Tongule in the Lake Chad area of northern Borno and eliminated scores of their fighters. The coordinator, Defense Media Operations, John Enenche, announced this in a statement on Friday. He said that the air raid was in continuation of the air offensive against terrorist elements in the northeast, noting that the airstrikes were conducted on August 12th, following credible intelligence reports indicating terrorist activities in the village. According to him, the NAV jets scored devastating hits on the designated targets, leading to the destruction of their structures, as well as the neutralization of several ISWAP fighters. At number 6, on Thursday, the British government announced that it has launched a new COVID-19 test and trace app, with trials taking place in parts of the country. The National Health Service Test and Trace app has been designed to work alongside traditional contact tracing services and testing to help people to understand if they are at risk of infection, so they can take action to protect themselves and their communities. The country's Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, said, "We've worked with tech companies, international partners, privacy and medical experts to develop an app that is simple to use, secure, and will help keep the country safe." At number 5, amid growing confidence that demand for fuel is starting to pick up, oil prices advanced on Friday. Brent crude was up by 14 cents or 0.3% at $45.10, heading for a gain of about 1.6% this week. West Texas Intermediate had gained 12 cents or 0.3% to $42.36. The US benchmark is heading for a gain of nearly 3% this week. Prices have been increased this week with US government data showing crude oil, gasoline and distillate inventories all fell last week as refiners ramped up production and demand for oil products improved. At number 4, the Nigeria Police Bauchi State Command has confirmed the killing of a member representing Das constituency in the Bauchi State House of Assembly, Musa Mante Baraza, by unknown gunmen. The Police Public Relations Officer DSP Ahmed Wakili confirmed on Friday morning that the member was attacked and killed by yet-to-be-identified suspected gunmen late on Thursday night at his residence in Das. The invaders also abducted 2 of his wives and a 1-year-old child. Wakili said that a team of police from the Das division had mobilized to the area to commence immediate investigation into the crime. At number 3, the federal government has called for a social dialogue between the employers and the employees in the aviation sector to prevent job losses. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, made the call on Friday in a statement signed by the Deputy Director of Press and Public Relations, Charles Akpan. At the conciliatory meeting with airline operators and trade unions in the sector, the minister appealed to them to join hands to make sure there were no job losses in the industry. According to him, the cardinal principle of his administration is to prevent job losses. At number 2, President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday said Nigeria had made progress in resolving issues that led to the suspension of the issuance of the United States immigrant visas to Nigerian passport holders. The president said this while receiving the report of the Committee on Citizen Data Management and Harmonization, chaired by the Interior Minister Rauf Aregbesola. In the statement by the Special Advisor to Buhari on Media and Publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina, the president expressed delight that 2 of the 6 areas of concern raised by the US had been fully addressed. Finally, at number 1, the federal government is set to receive another consignment of late General Sani Abacha's loot from the Republic of Ireland. Abacha, who was Nigeria's military leader between 1993 and 1998, embezzled over $1 billion scattered across different countries in the world. Some of the assets have been recovered by Nigeria due to the efforts of the Criminal Assets Bureau. According to This Day, the money, which is approximately 5.5 million euros and was frozen in October 2014, will now be released following an application by the Nigerian government in 2019. The Republic of Ireland has expressed readiness to return the looted funds in line with the Memorandum of Understanding signed by the 2 countries. Always remember to wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay safe. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.